Traveling through Europe doesn't always have to be expensive. In fact, some of the most atmospheric cities on the continent are also the easiest on your wallet, places where you can sleep comfortably, eat well, and explore iconic streets without constantly checking your budget. As we move into 2026, more travelers are looking beyond the usual high-cost hotspots. And that's where these cities shine. Walkable old towns, rich history, beautiful architecture, and daily costs that stay surprisingly reasonable. So if Europe has felt out of reach financially, this is your sign. Let's count down the top 10 cheapest cities to travel in Europe for 2026, destinations where your money goes further and your days feel fuller.
3, 2, 1.
Number 10. Prague, Czech Republic. Prague is one of those cities that looks expensive on camera, but stays surprisingly manageable once you're there. Comfortable mid-range hotels often sit around $25 to $35 per night, and a 24-hour transport pass is roughly $5, so you can move around easily without overpaying. The best part is that many of Prague's top moments don't require a ticket. Old Town Square, the astronomical clock, the lanes of Mala Strana, and the walk across Charles Bridge can fill a full day on their own. Along the Vltava River, Prague Castle towers above the city. And even if you skip paid interiors, the views and the atmosphere are a big win. Food remains another advantage here. Traditional Czech meals like goulash often cost $4 to $6, so you can eat well without planning your whole day around prices. Bottom line, Prague gives you a world-famous backdrop without world-famous prices. You get history, views, and atmosphere that feel premium, but your daily spending stays firmly under control. That combination alone earns it a spot on this list. Number 9. Zagreb, Croatia. Zagreb often gets overlooked because Croatia's coastline gets all the attention. But if your goal is value, the capital is a smart pick. Solid mid-range hotels typically run $20 to $30 per night, and getting around by tram is straightforward, with tickets around $1. $50 plus easy day passes. Zagreb has a relaxed, lived-in feel. You'll see cafe culture everywhere, quiet courtyards and pedestrian streets where it's easy to slow down and explore. Architecturally, the city leans into Austro-Hungarian elegance and colorful 19th-century facades, with open squares and tree-lined streets tying it together. St. Mark's Church is a must for the tiled roof, and the upper town gives you great views across the city. Maximir Park is a simple, free escape when you want green space. For meals, hearty Balkan dishes are commonly $5 to $7, with coffee staying affordable too. Zagreb works because it stays practical. Daily life, reasonable prices, and a slower pace shape the experience more than landmarks do, and that balance keeps both expectations and costs in check. Number 8. Budapest, Hungary. Budapest delivers that big, dramatic skyline people expect from a major European capital, without the same daily costs. Well-located hotels often fall around $22 to $32 per night, and a transit day pass is usually about $6, covering metros and trams that make sightseeing easy on both sides of the Danube. This is a city built for wandering. The riverfront promenades are free and genuinely memorable, and viewpoints around Fisherman's Bastion are some of the best in Europe. Parliament is especially impressive near sunset, and Buda Castle anchors the historic hill area with classic views back toward the city. Budapest also works well for travelers who like a mix of paid attractions and low-cost days. Even when you keep it simple, the city still feels full. Local meals, stews, market food, and pastries often land in the $4 to $7 range, which helps a lot over multiple days. Here's the thing about Budapest: it looks like it should be expensive, and then it is. You get scale, landmarks, and capital city energy, but the prices never spiral. That mismatch is what makes Budapest such a strong value play. Number 7. Gdańsk, Poland. Gdańsk is a port city with a strong sense of history, and it stays very affordable compared with many well-known European destinations. Rooms in well-rated hotels often hover around $18 to $28 per night, and a full-day public transport ticket is typically about $4, making it easy to move between districts without thinking too hard. The city's charm is in the details: decorative facades, narrow lanes, and the calm presence of the Mătlaua River cutting through the center. It carries a blend of Gothic elements, Dutch-influenced gables and Baltic character that feels distinct from other Polish cities. Long Market is the classic centerpiece, with Neptune Fountain at its heart, and the medieval crane by the river is one of the city's standout symbols. Many museums and viewpoints are low cost, and just walking the waterfront is worth the time. Food is also a budget-friendly highlight. Pierogi, soups, and casual meals often cost $3 to $6. Gdańsk proves you don't need a long checklist of attractions to justify a trip. The setting, history, and prices do the heavy lifting. It's an easy city to enjoy deeply without spending aggressively. Number 6. Kraków, Poland. Kraków is compact, atmospheric, and easy to enjoy without spending much. Welcoming hotels often sit in the $2 to $0.30 per night range, and a daily transport pass is usually around $4 to $5, which keeps trams and buses open for easy exploring. This city is strong on walkability and rhythm. Street musicians under archways, cafes tucked into old stone buildings, and long evenings in the historic center are all part of the experience. Architecturally, Kraków layers Renaissance courtyards, Gothic towers, and Baroque details without feeling scattered. Main Market Square is the anchor, one of those places you can return to multiple times and still find something new. Wall Hill adds the royal side of the city, while Kazimierz brings a creative pulse with street art, synagogues, and a different pace. For food, it's easy to eat well on simple local staples like soups, zapiekanki, and dumplings, often around $3 to $6. Kraków rewards staying present rather than chasing highlights. Its compact layout and steady costs make it easy to enjoy full days without adjusting plans around your budget. Number 5. Riga, Latvia. Riga is a capital that feels polished, but the costs stay lower than most travelers expect. Hotels with strong reviews often fall around $18 to $27 per night, and public transport passes commonly run $3 to $5, keeping the city very accessible day to day. The city's biggest visual draw is its architecture. Riga has one of the most striking collections of Art Nouveau facades in Europe, and you'll notice it quickly: sculptural details, ornate lines, and grand streets that look far more expensive than they are. At the same time, the Old Town brings cobblestones, medieval guildhouses, and quiet courtyards that balance out the larger boulevards. Dome Square is a central gathering point, and the Freedom Monument adds a strong sense of identity to the city's core. The Central Market is also a must. Massive hangars filled with local food and Baltic specialties, often in the $2 to $5 range. Riga is a great choice if you want a capital city feel while keeping the budget steady. Riga offers a refined city experience with spending that stays grounded. Strong infrastructure, striking architecture, and manageable costs combine into a capital that feels balanced rather than inflated. Number 4. Vilnius, Lithuania. Vilnius is a capital that feels calm and open, with prices that make it easy to stay a little longer. Comfortable hotels commonly sit around $17 to $26 per night, and a day ticket for buses and trolleybuses is roughly $3 to $4, which keeps getting around simple. The city's layout rewards wandering. Streets open into unexpected plazas and viewpoints appear often, looking out over terracotta rooftops and church spires. Vilnius is especially strong on variety. Gothic, Baroque, and neoclassical influences show up across the Old Town without clashing. Cathedral Square is the clean, bright centerpiece, and Gediminas Tower is the classic spot for panoramic views. Užupis, the quirky self-declared republic, adds art corners and playful installations that make the city feel more personal. Most attractions cost little, and casual meals, potato pancakes, hearty soups, and other local favorites, often fall around $3 to $6. Vilnius doesn't need to be loud to be memorable. Vilnius doesn't overwhelm you, and it doesn't need to. It keeps things simple, spacious, and affordable while still offering depth and character. If you value ease, walkability, and low daily costs, Vilnius quietly checks all the right boxes. Number 3. Sofia, Bulgaria. Sofia is spacious, practical, and unusually affordable for a European capital. Many solid hotels land around $16 to $25 per night, and a full day of metro, bus, and tram access usually costs about $2 to $3, which makes the city easy to navigate even if you're staying a bit outside the center. What stands out in Sofia is contrast. You'll see Roman ruins beside modern streets, leafy parks cutting through neighborhoods, and mountain views sitting in the background. Architecturally, it ranges widely. Byzantine touches, Socialist-era blocks, neoclassical facades. And then the Alexander Nevsky Cathedral arrives as the main icon, with golden domes that dominate the skyline. Vitosha Boulevard is the simple street-life zone with cafes and people watching. The Largo adds a more monumental feel, and Serdica shows off layers of the city's older foundations. If you like nature, Vitosha Mountain is close enough for a low-cost escape. Food is also excellent value here, with common meals like grilled meats, shopska salad, and pastries often $2 to $5. In Sofia, low daily costs shape the entire experience. With transport, meals, and lodging staying affordable across the board, the city allows exploration without constant budget recalculation. Number 2. Tirana, Albania. Tirana feels modern, energetic, and visually bold, and it remains one of the easiest capitals in Europe for a smaller budget. Modern hotels often range around $18 to $28 per night, and a citywide bus ticket rarely exceeds $1, which keeps everyday transportation almost unbelievably cheap. The city is known for color, murals, bright facades, and a general sense of movement around Skanderbeg Square. Tirana's architecture reflects its layers: Italian-era boulevards, Ottoman remnants, newer towers, and repurposed bunkers turned into art spaces. It's an eclectic mix, but it works because the city's energy ties it together. For a calmer pace, the Grand Park offers a lakeside break that's perfect for slow afternoons. Biloku brings the modern dining and nightlife scene, and the Pyramid, once controversial, now functions as a lively public space. Museums and galleries keep entry fees low, so you can add stops without stressing the budget. Traditional meals like grilled meats and byrek pastries commonly cost $2 to $5, which makes trying local food easy every day. Tirana is in transition, and that timing works in your favor. The city offers momentum, creativity, and variety at costs that remain well below most European capitals. Number 1. Belgrade, Serbia. Belgrade takes the top spot because it combines personality, history, and consistently low daily costs. Finding a central hotel is typically straightforward, with many rooms around $18 to $27 per night. The bus-tram network costs about $1 per ride, so moving around the city stays simple and affordable. Belgrade doesn't try to feel perfect, and that's part of why it works. It's lively from morning to late night, with cafes always busy and neighborhoods that shift quickly in style. You'll see fortified walls, massive Orthodox domes, and Yugoslav-era buildings all in the same cityscape, creating a look that feels authentic rather than curated. Kalemegdan Fortress is a standout, especially for views where two rivers meet. Nez Mihailova Street is the main pedestrian stretch with performers and constant activity, and Zemun adds an older, quieter riverside character along the Danube. Food is a major value point here too. Street staples like pielja skavica and burek often cost $2 to $4, so it's easy to eat well without spending much. Belgrade is the kind of place that keeps you out longer than planned. Belgrade takes the top position through consistency. Day after day, low transport costs, affordable meals, and constant street life combine into an experience where value never fades. And that brings us to the end of our list of the top 10 cheapest cities to travel in Europe for 2026. These cities show that meaningful travel doesn't depend on high prices, but on choosing destinations where daily life stays affordable. Each place on this list offers its own balance of history, atmosphere, and cost, making it easier to travel longer, explore more, and plan with less stress. If you're traveling with value in mind, these cities give you strong reasons to look beyond the usual high-cost destinations. Thanks for watching. If this guide was helpful, feel free to share your thoughts or suggest other cities worth considering. See you in the next one.